Good afternoon, good evening. It's still light out, so it feels like evening. Hi, everybody. It's good evening. It's 6:30 on this Tuesday night. I'm Charlie Hannema alongside the head coach of the Broken Arrow Tigers, David Alexander. This is Inside Tiger Football. Coach, it's been an interesting couple days for Broken Arrow. It's kind of been a tragic week for the entire BA family.
It's been very difficult for the whole community.
Yeah,
it's just been tough.
What has practice been like, and how did you kind of address the situation with your kids after such a tragic loss of a student on Friday night?
Well, we always have a team meeting on Monday, to talk about the past game, get ready, hand out the game plan for the next week. This meeting went quite a bit longer, because we need to talk about it. And I told the young man, I said, man, I don't have any answers for you, right? All I know is, right, if you need to talk, if you need to, if you need to get something off your chest, if you're not comfortable with Coach Alexander, find your position coach, or let me know. Right? And we've got some great men involved in FCA in our program. We'll get you with somebody that you can just talk it out. We didn't have anybody on the team that were real close friends, but you when you go to school for as long as you have with students, you bump them into the hall. You know them. We had players that have had class with the young man, so. There was some emotions, and we just handled them as best we could. We just be honest and real with them, and hope that they can focus on what they need to focus on for school and with their own families and football.
Back on the road this week against Westmore. How's practice gone?
You know what? Practice has been fine. Players get used to a routine. They like the routine, and so even when there's something bad happen, like we've experienced here in Broken Arrow, players love the routine of, all right, Coach Alexander's got a team meeting at 2. We've got offensive defensive meetings at 2:15. Right, we're on the field to stretch at 2:30, and then you've got practice and then post-practice lifting and all. And so the routine brings some comfort and some, no more unknowns. Right, everything's known for that 3 hours or 4 hours of the day. So I think they focus well during practice. I don't think we've had any distractions.
It seems tough. I mean, it almost seems trivial to go back and talk about the Jenks game with everything that's going on, but it is a piece of the season here, and
right.
We have to move forward somehow.
Sure.
So, what are just your initial thoughts looking back at that one?
It's just absolutely heartbreaking. I've watched the film enough. Man, we blocked them. They couldn't block us. We were able to do almost whatever we wanted offensively. Special teams were good. Defensively, when you hold a Jenks team to as few amount of yards rushing as we held them, you're expecting to win the football game. But we talked. You and I talked, and I talked with the team about that was going to be a semifinal or a final game atmosphere, crowd, and then everything that boils down into that, which is penalties and turnovers. Now, penalties were really a non-factor as far as numbers are ours to theirs, but when ours came and turnovers, you can't get a penalty. I mean, get a touchdown called back on a silly penalty. It wasn't even it was a dead ball penalty, right? It was a penalty away from the play, and to cause you to have to kick a field goal, and then you can't fumble into the end zone, and then you can't. The next time you have the ball, you can't fumble the 10. You won't beat very many teams doing that at all, especially a Jenks football team. And you're not going to have very many times. Well, we talked last week on the radio show. It's the first time that we walked out there since I've been coaching that they didn't have better talent than we did. It was so to lose that game has caused me some sleepless nights. I'm glad we have a game this week, and I don't have to have another bye week to think about it. I needed the routine to get back into game planning for Westmore, and as soon as you put film on of Westmore, they get your attention, because they're a good football team, and I believe they're undefeated, and we better go down there and be ready to play.
Your tailback Noah Cortez just had an incredible game, carries-wise and yardage-wise, 21 for 168 yards.
Right.
And most of those came in the first quarter and the early part of the second. You just kept feeding him, and he kept just getting huge gains, and then just very uncharacteristic.
Very uncharacteristic. He is. I will go to war with Noah He is completely bought in. So he bleeds black and gold. He loves everything about it. Practice, lifting weights, running sprints. You tell, like today after practice, hey man, let's go with Coach Ellett. We're going to run a little bit. You see some guys put their head down. You see some guys, Noah jumps up, sprints to the sidelines, and he's ready to go. Obviously, you can't fumble the football, but it's not because of lack of preparation. It's not lack of being careless. It happened, and it can't happen. But he's a junior in high school, and there's nobody that's taking it more serious than he has the last couple of days of practice.
What's the mentality like for you as a coach when you have a number of these games here now where it seems like you were a couple plays away from winning, and it doesn't happen? It wasn't just one. They kind of pile up. So how do you manage? How do you keep that message of we're so close when the whole package isn't necessarily there?
Well, we are. Last year, this team compared to last year's team, this team, if you could play this year's team versus last year's team, this team is 4 touchdowns better. It's the way the first couple weeks of the season went. You want to say, hey, each week is different and each game is different, and you're in a 7-day life cycle. But it's about confidence as much as anything. The ability's there, and we've got to go win a close game. We got to go win a game in the fourth quarter, and when we do that, there's nobody. We played JV against Jenks last night, and right. I know a couple coaches up at Owasso, right? Coach Frederick and I went to college together. None of these guys want to play us. Nobody wants to play us. We're physical. We're big, right? And so right now everybody's waiting for Broken Arrow to shoot themselves in the foot, and we have got to put 4 quarters together and against a good football team and have a big win, right? Or maybe not even play that well for the first 3 quarters and go into the fourth quarter and go make a few plays to win the football game.
All right, Tigers at Westmore this Friday night. Rowdy Harper, offensive line coach, is here. Isaiah Jackson, tight end for the Tigers, is here as well. We'll talk to some of them after this. From Franklin's Pork and Barrel in downtown Broken Arrow, this is Tiger Football.
Customers know where they can find the best selection and the best price. At Matthews Ford, you won't be hassled on the lot, and we treat our customers with respect. Matthews Ford gives you a direct price that you want for both new and used vehicles. Come see us at Matthews Ford off Elm and the BA Expressway.
My kids had just recovered from being sick, and I found myself sick. And it was time for me to get the care that I needed, and I didn't want to get the kids out of the house, so I used St. John On Demand.
St. John Clinic On Demand is our innovative 24/7 virtual care clinic. It's accessible from your phone, from a tablet, or from your computer anytime.
I registered for the appointment on my phone and visited with a provider and had a prescription called in for me all within an hour.
So the type of patient that would use this service is someone that has a minor illness. Angela's case is a perfect use of our services. We came to her in her time of need versus her having to come for us.
St. John On Demand is such a great alternative to loading the kids up, getting them to the doctor's office, waiting in the waiting room. So now I'm healthy, my kids are healthy, and I will definitely use St. John On Demand again.
Welcome back to Franklin's Pork and Barrel in downtown Broken Arrow. It's Inside Tiger Football, the 97.1 FM, the Sports Animal, and AeroVision.tv. Charlie Hannema, head coach David Alexander, joined now by offensive line coach for the Tigers, Rowdy Harper. Coach, thanks for being here.
Oh, yeah, of course. This is my favorite place, the all-protein burger.
That's right. How'd that go for you?
It went great. It was quick.
That's
quick
awesome.
work.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, first question is an easy one. Is Rowdy your given name there?
It is. Yeah.
What's the backstory on that?
They thought I'd play football, and they wanted a cool name for people to yell out.
Man, they nailed it. That's some, advanced planning right there.
Right. I played with Rowdy's dad at Tulsa, Pat Harper. So, Big Rowdy. I've known Rowdy almost most of his life. Off and on when he was young. I was around him starting from 3rd grade through middle school, and then watched his high school career and watched his unbelievable college career, and when I heard he was coming back to town, he's been unbelievable. He's the most dedicated coach we've got on the staff.
What's it like coaching this group of offensive linemen? Because you really have some studs up there.
It's easy.
Right?
It's easy. It's make sure they get to the game and make sure they have their cleats with them. It's awesome. It's a great group. Then you add tight ends as well. I know we got Isaiah here. He's made it unbelievable for us as well. We can do so many different things in the run game with a guy like that and with the guys we have up front. So I'd say as much as anything, it's been easy. It's been fun as far as running the ball goes.
So I know you spread it out, obviously between all your guys, but I want to ask you about coaching Andrew Rain, right? I mean, he's a second-year starter as a sophomore. When you got a freshman varsity starter on the offensive line, you don't see that very often in high school football. So how do you kind of manage that when he's going against guys that are 3 or maybe even 4 years older than them, and he's handling them?
You love it, and you just tell him that's what he's going to have to do at the next level as well. When he's a freshman in college and hopefully playing as a freshman, he's going to have to go against guys that are 23 years old or 28 if he's at BYU. So that's how you do it, and it's been great. And we got Trace Jeffries, the left tackle, and he does a great job with him. The kid's just a born leader and a kid you want to be around. So they hold each other accountable. They hold the whole group accountable.
What do you take pride in as an offensive line coach, or what's your biggest thing you like to have your kids focus on?
We like to bring a style of play where people don't want to play us 2 weeks in a row. We like to run power up front. I think you ask any of them, that's what they want to run because they get to down block and they get to pull and hit people. And we take pride in going in, like Coach said on Mondays, and hearing other coaches or other maybe players saying, geez, we do not want to play you guys again this week. We're beat up, and we enjoy that, just old school kind of football.
And, Coach, we've talked with you a lot about kind of finding this team's identity
right.
A couple weeks into the season and figuring out what you're good at, and you keep coming back to the guys up front, both on offense and defense.
Yeah, Coach Harper, first of all, does a great job. He knows his X's and O's, but that's what every good coach does. But what Rowdy does best is gets his kids to just play unbelievably hard. And those guys, they're big. They love the weight room, and Coach Harper's got them rolling off the football. And if you can block people, you can run any offense. But it's so much more fun for the offensive lineman to put a little weight on their hand and come off the football. And they're doing a great job of it.
Yeah, you look at the stats from last week against Jenks, 5.3 yards per carry compared to 2.8 for the Trojans. Some of that's the running backs, but a lot of that is your guys up front.
Sure, we take a ton of pride in it, and it's me and Coach Broyles. We both coach the offensive line, and he was with us the last 2 years, but been helping tight ends. Now he's coaching O-line with me, and it's been amazing. It's been great working with him, and we really get to split some stuff up at practice, and we get a ton of stuff done together.
What's something we don't know about Coach Alexander?
I think you guys know it all.
You're smiling. If you're watching the video, you can see him smiling. If you're listening, you can see him smiling. He's holding back on something.
Coach Harper you bailed out on that one. Yeah. Pulled the chute on that question.
Yeah. Well, I tried.
He's a collegiate rower. I found out this week. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know that.
What's the backstory on that?
No, I'm not a collegiate rower. We've got a new rowing machine in the weight room. And so, Coach Alexander, it's easy on the joints, right? The knees and the hips and all the shoulders and all the ailments I've got, right? So, yeah, I'm trying to create a rowing team, and Rowdy keeps bucking the system. I can't get him out there.
All right. Well, do you have uniforms yet? Is that a singlet kind of thing, or is that a?
No, it's a kind of a shorty short kind of a thing and a tank top, and Rowdy's not ready for that yet.
Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't be. Yeah, okay.
He is on a diet. He's lost a bunch of weight, but he's not ready for the tank tops yet.
All right. Well, I don't know how I can follow that one up. So, Coach Harper, thanks for being here. Good luck against Westmore this week. All right.
Of course. Thank you.
We'll take a break here on Inside Tiger Football. We'll talk with tight end Isaiah Jackson after this.
What could you do with an extra $100? Well, it buys a lot of coffee. Or a date night. Right now, when you open a new checking account with TTCU, you'll get at least a $100 bonus. Score! And every time you pay with your School Pride debit card, TTCU donates to area schools. Hey, we all buy stuff. Why not help our schools at the same time? TTCU. Life is better in balance.
Isn't it nice to know that you can spend your weekend any way you like? We have convenient e-bank products such as online banking, mobile deposits, mobile banking, and account alerts, just to name a few. E-bank, whenever, wherever, whyever. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Hey, welcome back to Inside Tiger Football on 97.1 FM, the Sports Animal. Thunder basketball preseason action from the BOK Center coming up after we're done here. Joined by Coach David Alexander and tight end for the Tigers, Isaiah Jackson. Isaiah, thanks for being here. How's the food at Franklin's so far?
It's really good.
What'd you get over there?
I got the Franklin's Reuben. It has a lot of meat, a lot of protein.
Did you like how he saved that? A lot of protein, Coach.
I've been on Isaiah for 2 years
Yes.
to eat. So he knows the Coach Alexander catchphrases, right? We got to get protein in you, right? No bird food.
Red meat.
That's right, red meat. It's all we talk about.
Awesome.
Coach Harper talks about it with him too.
Well, hey, just tell us about Westmore. What do you know about them? How's practice kind of been going?
I know that they run a lot of cover one, so it's going to be a good chance for me to get open to break the safety off. But I know we've been running over the same plays over and over, just getting used to our offense again. So we can go out and get a win, because we're struggling right now.
Yep.
But, yeah, Coach Wilkinson's drawn up a good game plan, and Noah's out there just doing Noah.
Noah being Noah.
Yeah.
Which is, it's interesting.
Tell us about Isaiah a little bit.
Well, Isaiah, young man. Let's talk X's and O's. Right? Isaiah wants me to talk about how great his hands are. And they are. He's got unbelievable hands. He dives for 3 or 4 passes a practice. But I want to talk about what he's done for us, in the run game. Isaiah's a 2-sport star, football and lacrosse. He blocks as well as any offensive lineman. I don't think he's ever heard this. He's not our next offensive lineman in the game, but he would be an emergency guy. He's not, because we trust him to just do anything for us. He can also stand up and play wide receiver because he's got that kind of ability in the open field. Talking about breaking the safeties off. Plus how well he catches the football. Smart, tough. He's got the toughness of an offensive lineman, but he's in a wide receiver tight end body. And any good offensive line coach will tell you, if you really want to run the football, you have to have a blocking tight end.
So how do you balance both parts of the tight end position? Because obviously you like catching passes with good hands, and then there's blocking too. Would you rather catch a long pass or pancake somebody?
Actually, it's both, because pancaking somebody and then seeing it on film, putting it on your huddle is actually really fun to see. But also scoring a touchdown on a big play is actually fun too. So it's kind of both. It's kind of a toss-up.
I hear you.
Well, that's the beauty of getting to play tight end, right?
Yeah, some little A, little B. That's good.
Yep.
Just tell me about your relationship with these offensive linemen that you work with and that you're lining up next to all the time.
Oh, it's really good, especially with Trace. Trace and I have been good friends for a while, so we hang out a lot. And Thor, Kane, and Raim, we have a good relationship too. So it's all we're just brothers out there.
All right. Awesome. Well, Isaiah, thanks for being here. We're a little bit short on time, so we appreciate you coming, and we won't keep you from that protein much longer. Coach, quickly before we let you go, what do we need to know about Westmore coming up on Friday?
Well, offensively, they've got some big receivers. They've got a giant offensive line and 3 or 4 really good-sized receivers. They'll be a spread football team, and they'll throw around a little bit. They'll run a little counter, a little inside zone. They're not real flashy. They just got some big guys up front. They're going to try to get a little movement, which should be a great matchup with our front 7 on defense.
All right, go down there and bring us back a win. All right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. The Tigers on the road at Westmore down there in Moore. Friday, 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll be on the air with the pregame show on the Sports Animal at 6:30. For Coach Alexander, Coach Harper, Isaiah Jackson, and our AeroVision crew, I'm Charlie Hannema. This has been Inside Tiger Football. Good night from Broken Arrow.